Thank you for listening to REED-BBS.
REED-BBS. BBS. Let's get into the David Benavidez, Demetrius Andrade undercard. PBC, they've, as they're closing out the 2023 year, no longer be doing work on Showtime pay-per-view. They've at least attempted to give us some pretty good undercards by today's pay-per-view standards. They tried to do this with the Canelo Alvarez, Jermall CHARLO undercard. Didn't pan out so much. Mario Barrios ended up kind of still in that show. Him and Elijah Garcia in separate bouts. But the Mano Ramos and Erickson Lubin fight left a lot to be desired as the co-main. But again, let's get into Benavidez Andrade. So the co-main event, we have Jermall CHARLO. Speaking of the Charlos, we got Jermall, Big CHARLO, returning to the ring. He's 32-0, 22 KOs, fighting Jose Benavidez Jr., the brother of David Benavidez. Benavidez Jr. is 28, 2-1, 19 KOs. Now this fight, a lot of people aren't high on this one or as high as I am on this one due to the layoffs, inactivity, custody case, mental health, motion pictures, and yes, of course, there's Twitter beef. There's always got to be a tinge of Twitter beef these days because that's the era of fighters that we're talking about. But yeah, 29-month layoff for CHARLO. He had baby mama drama, child custody case. He also copped to some mental health concerns. There was also getting bitch slapped in public, on camera no less, by Caleb Plant. At the same time, 4 fights and 5 years ago, 4 scored 7 years ago. That's what it sounds like. Jose Benavidez was a welterweight. And now he's meeting CHARLO at a catch weight of 163 pounds. 10-round bout instead of a WBC 12-round middleweight title defense. And on that note, the WBC has been sensitive to CHARLO's mental health concerns, his mental health situation, so they haven't pressured him about a title defense. I'm not mad at that, but it is time to get back on the saddle. To those that aren't high on this fight, I kind of get it, but I don't. Oh, CHARLO's picking on a one-legged, blown-up welterweight. Well, the man's been out the ring 29 months. You know, he's got to come back in full force. He ain't got time to come in here pussyfooting because, again, he got bitch slapped on camera. So, no, he can't pay Benavidez back for that per se. But the time is now for CHARLO. In my last CHARLO's video, I said the time is now for both of the CHARLO brothers because right now their arrows are pointing down. In boxing, very rarely does your arrow stay the same from one fight to the next. You're either going up or you're going down. The CHARLOs are clearly trending downwards. So this fight with Benavidez is huge. It's huge in the sense of getting the CHARLOs back to where they think they belong, where most of us thought they belonged. You know, time will tell on that. Benavidez, his last fight was against Jonathan Major's character, Damian Anderson, in the movie Creed 3. No, but seriously, Shohjahon, I don't know who he is, but that's who Benavidez last fought in August. He stopped him. But yeah, my man was shot in the leg. His mobility is compromised. But Benavidez Jr. makes up for that with intriguing fights, with lively pre-fight banter. And the thing is, the onus is on CHARLO. You're the one who got the shit slapped out of you, bruh. You got to make that right. Again, you can't make that right with Benavidez per se, but you got a one-legged man in front of you, so CHARLO can't be the one disengaging, using the ring. CHARLO has to bring the fight. You're the naturally bigger man. Everyone thinks this guy's got one leg, so you need to get in there and dog walk this dude. You need to boat race this dude. The onus is on CHARLO, which to me makes this entertaining and intriguing because no one really dog walks Benavidez. Hell, it took Bud. Yes, that Bud Crawford 12 rounds to get Benavidez out of there. Now, he got him out of there, but it was still a hell of a fight. And Benavidez had already been shot by that point also. But yeah, I'm not mad at that fight. Also, we got Subriel, Matias, 19 wins, 1 loss, 19 KOs, 100% KO ratio, versus Shohjahon Ergashev from Uzbekistan. Matias is Puerto Rican. Ergashev is from Uzbekistan. He's 23-0, 20 KOs. Matias just might be the best super lightweight in the world. He just might be. He doesn't have any name recognition on his resume, however. And when you have a record as such, 19-1, 19 KOs, I can see why the hell why. I can see why you don't have name recognition. High risk, low reward. Same with Mr. Ergashev, 23-0, 20 KOs. Dudes ain't standing in line to fight motherfuckers like that. I remember that from my matchmaking days. Hard to get guys like that fights. So it's good that these two are facing each other. Gonna be an explosive fight. Can't wait to see that one. And the pay-per-view portion of Benavidez Andrade, it opens with Hector Luis Garcia, 16-1, 10 KOs versus Lamont Roach, who was 23-1-1, 9 KOs. Garcia, of course, he lost to Tank Davis earlier this year. Now, he got on the map by beating Chris Colbert convincingly. And I get it. Chris Colbert, Tank Davis, they're two different calibers of fighters, especially when it comes to punching power. Still would have liked to have seen Garcia be a bit more aggressive in the vein that he was against Colbert versus the way he was against Tank. And to beat Roach, whose only loss was to Jermall Herring, who just had a KO in his comeback fight. First round KO, no less, for Mr. Herring, simple fight. Garcia needs to bring the fight to Roach, try to get him out of there, just impose himself on him. But yeah, I'm not mad at this undercard at all. A lot of y'all are hard to please in boxing. You're looking for shit to bitch about. I'm not. This is going to be a pretty decent undercard. Again, we got Jermall Charlo versus Jose Benavidez Jr. They're already talking shit to each other on social media. I'm loving it. It just adds more spice. Like Benavidez Jr., he just brings something out of people. He just got that gangster, that gully way about him where he's just not going to make it easy for nobody. And he won't make it easy for Charlo. And again, the onus is on Charlo to rectify the situation, ultimately against Plant. But right now, the lasting image we have is of you getting the shit slapped out of you. So we've got to come in, let everybody know, hey, don't get it twisted now. That was a one-off situation. That is not how the Charlos get down. He's got to make that right. At the same time, this Subriel, Matias, and Ergashev fight is going to be a good one, a barn burner. 2 high percentage KO percentages. And then, of course, leading in, starting the pay-per-view with Hector Luis Garcia, Lamont Roach. Don't miss it, y'all. You can say what you want. I ain't going to miss it. And I ain't streaming it either. I'm ordering the fucking pay-per-view. How about you? REED-BBS, BBS. Blackbird Sugar, Bachelor's in Boxing Studies. Television! Fred Sanford of the Fistic Arts. When all is said and done, there's nothing left to say or do.